So today we're going to be looking at a very basic technique that all of you guys should know, commonly referred to as either the cow catcher or the submitting job. Let's get right into it. So this clip here is at NCAA's, and he has the cow catcher. He's not able to whip it over. I mean, he fights from this position for just over 20 seconds, right? 25 seconds. I wanted to point this out. Notice how the opponent is able to crank down on his elbow area and how his shoulder is free, right? He's not getting his shoulder into position. You want your shoulder underneath their arm. You want their bicep either on top of your shoulder or your trap, like your neck, this area right here, right between your neck and your shoulder. And preferably, it's easier to do that when your hand is on the far lat. Not 100%. You have to do that. It's just easier. And when the inside of your elbow is on their back, so they aren't able to actually whizzer down against your arm. If they whizzer down on your shoulder, your shoulder's too deep in. A lot of different cues that I've been looking at along the way. Now, am I saying you cannot do the cow catcher without being that deep? Absolutely not. It's just harder in a lot of instances. That's all I'm saying. It's not 0% versus 100%. It's 30% versus 60% maybe, right? Or really, I say like 50%, 60% versus 95%. Because if you get that deep, it's very easy. But even Austin Gomez isn't that deep in, right? He really works for it, and eventually he is able to hit it, and he gets the pin, right? A lot of muscle involved in that. I'm going to show a few examples of guys getting shoulder deep. Typically, their hand also goes to the far lat, not the far hip, but that's not a necessity. So let's get into it. Joshua Coderhandt ended up being the All-American at NCAA. This is championship round 2 against Josh Sanders, who is very strong at 141. So he gets in this position. He punches not right under the armpit, but at the elbow, where his opponent is weaker. Notice how he got shoulder deep. Notice how he got shoulder deep. And now his opponent's arm is resting on his trap. Now his opponent cannot muscle down. He just can't. And notice where he's grabbing as well. This makes it a little bit easier based on what I've seen. Makes it easier when you grab the far lat, top of the back. There's really not much they can do. You can't muscle down at all. Even if they actually try to get a whizzering with your shoulder that deep, it's not going to really do much. Another example of him in the All-American. This is an All-American round, Constellation round 5. Same thing. Notice how he gets his arm all the way in. So he starts off like everybody else, but he gets his arm all the way in, grabbing the far lat. His opponent, even if his opponent tried to throw in a whizzer, he just doesn't have the leverage for it to matter. Arm right by the neck trap area. Nothing that Frost can do. And he's able to get the pin once again. Now, we have Jackson Smith at NCAA's, shoulder deep. See that? That arm is on top of the trap. When they punch this technique, when they punch the cow catcher, they get shoulder deep. From here, really, like, it's the same thing with a half Nelson or power half, where you got a leg in and you got the elbow instead of the shoulder. The difference in strength that your opponent has, that the defensive wrestler have, to try to muscle down against it, is night and day. Something I've been working on for the past month with my younger wrestlers, and it's really paid off. So this is it for Forget, and I'm going to show another clip of both him. Now, we're also going to be looking at different ways to get to the cow catcher. Cow catcher is so great because there's multiple ways to get to it. You can get to it from a front headlock or a seatbelt / side body lock that you can also set up from either neutral or the top position, which we're also going to look at. He steps in front, gets his head down, and then he goes to the cow catcher from there. If you ever get the side body lock from when you're standing up, a good option to have. So just wanted to show that he gets the pin. We're going to go back to showing Jackson Smith, and I believe his name is Sam Vuget. So same guy that I just showed. See him go to the side body lock. He's going to step in front, hip him over, and then from here, look how deep he is. The inside of his elbow is on his opponent's back. so his opponent can't muscle down against it. His whizzer is on the shoulder. It's not going to do much. That whizzer on the shoulder is not going to do much. His arm is too high. His arm is too high right now. That bicep is on the shoulder. That he's not muscling down right there. Just not possible. And then he gets to take fall with that. So we now have Jackson Smith again. Snap now. Watch how he punches, right? I mean, he really gets his leg up, punches all the way inside to get shoulder deep. That's what you want. He gets shoulder deep. He reaches to the far lat, right? As high up on the back as you can go. Look, his shoulder is underneath the guy's arm. The guy's arm is on his trap. That guy's not muscling down at all. Not a chance. At that point, you are going right over. So from the top position, a lot of guys will reach back for a whizzer. However, you can see they fix his inside his elbow is on his opponent's back. So when Chris Cannon, who All-American multiple times, when he reaches back for the whizzer, that shoulder's too close to the body. So when Dayton Fix punches the cow catcher, look how high that arm is. That arm is, the bicep is on the shoulder, right? Can't muscle down from there. Cannot muscle down from there. That was not the first time that happened. Happened two years in a row, both in the quarterfinals. Reaches back. Now look at this. Where's the bicep? Right? On the shoulder. The bicep is on the shoulder. He's not cranking down on the elbow. That's what a lot of people get caught at. And why they aren't able to crank it over. So you ask, well, that happens, but that's for the top guy to make a mistake. That's up to him. I can't really set that up. You can set that up. Two-time NCAA champion Austin O'Connor has a cool little trick. He'll get a seatbelt position from top and put his head underneath to bait the guy to reach back for a whizzer. Right here, reaches back, got it. And look how high that arm is. Right, bicep on the shoulder, bicep on the trap. Like, you can't do much from that position. One more time, all the way through. For more little tricks like this, check out Earn Your Gold Academy. I'm studying techniques like this all the time. Little things to make them a lot better. A lot of people look at people who are good at the cow catcher or the cement job and say, that guy's just strong. That's the easy way to dismiss bad technique on your end or good technique on their end. Obviously, strength matters in wrestling. That's why we have weight classes. But a lot of times, there's little simple things like this that's happening that we aren't paying attention to. I was never taught this, right? Look how that bicep on the neck, on the trap. He's not muscling down at all. And that hand was on the back, right? See that? Hand, far lat, not the hip. Not saying the hip is bad, not saying it's wrong, but in my experience, what I'm seeing on film, when I'm seeing cow catcher, this is what I'm consistently seeing. Drake Ayala versus Lucas Bird. Look how high Drake's arm is. You'll have a different angle soon. Far lat, across the back, he goes right over. And this is the Big Ten Finals, ends up being NCAA Finals like 2 weeks later. Look at this angle right here. Far lat, Lucas Bird reaching over to the far lat. Now NCAA champion, D1. Drake's arm over the shoulder, right on the trap, on the neck. Last example, Tony Ramos versus, I don't know if this is Jimmy Gulabon, I think it's Jordan Conaway. Look how he punches the cow catcher, gets shoulder deep right here. I mean, just far lat, shoulder deep. I mean, textbook, right? Like what we've been talking about the whole time. So if you know the cow catcher, if you know the cement job, but you aren't really able to hit it against good wrestlers or hit it in live matches, try this out, right? I mean, it's a good move. It's an easy move to get to. You can get to it from the top position, from neutral, from bottom. I mean, Lucas Bird set this up from the bottom position when he did his, right? You can get to it from a seatbelt, a side body lock, a front headlock, or just an underhook, right? Maybe underhook, snap, and then go to a front headlock. So many ways to get to a great pinning combination. We love pins. So thank you for staying to the end of the video, and I will see you on the next one.